to today's video. We are on page 28 of the Keyboard Musicianship Book 1, two pieces by James Lake. It's Plucky Seconds and Languid thirds. So it says here, a fermata, a hold sign, indicates that the note should be held longer than its rhythmic value. We have two examples of fermatas. So let's go ahead and take a look at Plucky Seconds, and these are just as they seem. They're just seconds. Of course, go ahead and get to know which seconds are played by which fingers. And when you play these are typically played staccato. So remember that you want to bounce off the keys at the wrist. At the fourth measure, the fourth measure, there is a two-note slur, so remember to come down. And then the second one's going to be a little bit softer. Always release and lift at the wrist. Let's go over these together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Second, second. Bouncing at the wrist. Right. Down, up. Lift. Separating the hands. Together. Lift. So those last 2 seconds are to be separated by a lift. Go ahead and write your little slash there just to remind you. And that is a two-note, that is a legato space. Okay, so Plucky Seconds. If you have any questions about this, please ask me. And don't forget to use a metronome to keep it nice and steady. Now we're going on to Languid thirds. Now this is a very interesting little piece here because we are, as you can see, working with these little slurs that go from the left hand to the right hand. Some of them are longer than others. We have 1 measure long and we have 2 measures long. We have 1.5 measures long. And so what we're doing is we're treating these notes, well, of course they're thirds, but we're treating them as repeated legato notes within a slur, so we have to play it that way, as thirds, but then we have to climb up the scale with thirds, and that requires that we play evenly within the hand. And that's not a very easy technique to do, especially since if we're a beginner. Let's go ahead and go over the rhythm very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then the hand comes up, 3, 4. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and try our best to do one hand at a time. Let's start with the left hand first. Okay, so we're in F position for the left hand. Our first interval is A and C, played by 3 and 1. Let's go ahead and play those. Remember, repeated legato, so don't let any spaces in between. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift, and then 2 and 4 for G and B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this next part is difficult. What you want to do is play one note at a time. F, A, G, B flat, A, C. Just to get to know those first. Now, in order to play these evenly and together, what I would like for you to do is lift the wrist and come down on each of these one at a time. F and A, make sure they sound together, not like this. We don't want to sound them melodic, it's supposed to be harmonic. So lift the wrist and apply the weight dropping on these keys. Come a little bit inside the black key so you can play G and B flat. Lift the wrist. There we go. Make it sound legato. And then the last one, while you're still holding down those keys, A and C. And of course each of them is a quarter note. Ready? 1, 2, 3, rest. And then the last last system is the second, B flat and C, 2, 3, 4. Again, next system, let's go ahead and go over the right hand, beginning on beat 3, third, played as repeated legato notes, rest, 2 and 4, oh, excuse me, 1 and 3. Okay, and then the next system, or the next measure, is just on the last measure, or the last beat of the third measure. So notice that you have two voices playing. You have 5 on A, 2 playing E, and then 5 moves legato down to G. Let's put both hands together. It makes a lot more sense when they're both together. Here we go. Placing your hands in position. Fingers 2 and 4 on E and G, and then 1 and 3 on A and C. Here we go. Keeping your second finger there on that B flat, so we can prepare to play that interval right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice that you're holding this dotted half note while playing these repeated notes, or these repeated thirds, in the right hand. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try not to overlap with any of these. Make sure that they are one beat each. The next system, the first two measures are exactly the same as the first two at the top. Let's go over those. And here, once again, we're coming up the scale with our ascending thirds. Except for the left hand now has the second here with B flat and C. After that, we have this this triad of F, A, and C, and you should already be familiar with the F major triad. Now, from that second to that triad, guess what? There's going to be a slash, because the slur actually happens from here. Okay, and so let's go ahead and try that out, please. Both hands together. We have the right hand playing fourth, between 2 and 5, and then we have a slur to a third, 2 and 4. Now here, I'm going to go ahead and add a pedal marking, because it just makes more sense to add pedal here. When we play the F major triad with an E and a G, and I would like for you to please play that with fingers, let's see what we got here. That's going to be with fingers 2 and 4, okay? It should be best to play with our pedal. Let's put both of those measures together, the last two. Both hands in position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so try your best to play legato. Now, when you play legato, for the right hand there, from that fourth to that third, it may sound as though this note is a little bit spacey, while the top one is not as spacey. And that's okay, because sometimes when we have two voices in one hand, it does not always have to be legato. But try your best to make it as legato as possible. The left hand does have a space, so apply it there, please. Let's play the whole thing together now. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you have it. Please practice every day, and we will see you in next lesson.